Hey guys and girls, my name's Dan. Welcome back to The Forge. In this episode, the first episode of Random Rants, I'm going to talk about traditionalism. About traditionalism and the effects that it has on us as a community of blacksmiths. Now, you get two types of folks. You get your traditionalist blacksmiths who talk about traditional techniques and styles, and then you get those that use traditional blacksmithing techniques alongside contemporary techniques. So MIG welding, angle grinders, 3D printing, laser cutting, for example. I probably fall into that category. But why bring this subject up? I was looking through Instagram the other day and I saw a fellow YouTuber and Instagrammer. Now, he made a comment about the fact that he was embarrassed that he'd used a MIG welder to weld the reins on the tongs that he'd made. And they were lovely tongs, and I started thinking, why are you embarrassed that you used the MIG welder and you didn't fire weld? But basically there's two types of blacksmiths. Well, actually there's three, because I'm going to say that there's two types of traditionalists. And you get your contemporary metal workers. I'm a contemporary worker, metal worker. I consider myself to be a blacksmith with a MIG welder, for example. And then you get yourself your traditionalists, and they exist within our blacksmith community. And our traditionalists, you get two types of traditionalists. You get the first type of traditionalist that doesn't know what they're talking about and they're mental. And you get the second type of traditionalists that are absolute purist masters and they exist on a plane above us all. I'm embellishing it. So it's the first type of traditionalists, the ones that don't know what they're talking about, that put pressure on our community and they affect the ideas and the concept of what is right and wrong within our community. They normally have big mouths as well. So first of all, I need to embellish on the idea and reinforce some ideas about picking and choosing whether or not a process is right or wrong. So the first example that I'd like to use is the Romans. Now, Romans existing within Italy at a certain period were in the Bronze Age, and then they became part of the Iron Age. So they were using weapons made of bronze and then decided that they were rubbish and started using weapons made of iron. Now, why is that important? Well, because it reinforces the idea that if something doesn't quite work right and a more modern technique is better, trading one in for the other is a good thing to do. Someone else I'd like to bring up as sort of like an example is Isambard Kingdom Brunel. And someone once said to me, I was in a car with them, a tutor said to me, so Dan, do you reckon Brunel would have used angle grinders if he had the opportunity? Answer is yes, Brunel would almost definitely have used modern techniques if they were available to him. Not only was he living in an era where technology was moving so fast, he was part of the Industrial Revolution, steam engines, the Bessemer converter, the invention of steels and irons that were readily available at a good quality. But he also was looking and using skilled craftsmen that knew what they were doing, who were the very best in their time. So he was also making the best use of contemporary metalworking skills for his era, just like the Romans. So if it's okay for those guys to do it, why isn't it okay for us? Well, the answer is it is. Because in contemporary culture, daily we make and construct and design things that use the very best of modern technology. Your car, for example, is a brilliant example of a combination of mechanical techniques and skills used alongside good design and good engineering to create something that works really well. The crankshaft in your engine is made from steel, which is then forged and then machined. The block that holds the crankshaft in will be cast and then machined. And then they're all put together by a skilled engineer using maths and science to create something that works really, really well. Your dashboard is probably plastic extruded, unless you're very wealthy and you've got a nice hardwood dashboard. They are choices based on aesthetics, price, and whether or not they work well. So culturally, we rely very heavily on contemporary methods, while still relying on what we've learned in the past. Just like Brunel, just like the Romans. So why is it okay for a traditionalist that doesn't know what they're talking about to tell someone that they shouldn't have MIG welded those on because that's not traditional, that's not the right way? Well, I have something to say for you, Mr. Traditionalist. Turn off your lights, Stop using your electric blower, your cast aluminium blower on your squirrel. Stop using the rolled bar that you brought from the shop, because they are traditional methods. Start digging it out of the ground and using charcoal like the Romans were, and I might agree with you that you're a traditionalist blacksmith. But for all intents and purposes, most of us aren't traditional blacksmiths anymore. And we don't use traditional methods. We're most likely using methods that were developed during the Industrial Revolution, and we're using steel which is chemically made to be very, very precise, that came from a factory that was using rolling mills and presses and really modern technical equipment as a result of contemporary, the demand for contemporary metalworking. So don't be embarrassed that you used your MIG welder mate. I think you did an amazing job. And to be honest with you, I'm really upset that that is the comment that has to get made because of some idiots that think they know better. Because I don't think they do. I'm so glad I got that out of my system. I'm going to try and make Random Rants a little bit of a segment because they're quite easy to do. And also I can give over a little bit of extra detail to you guys about the craft, other than, you know, just showing you anvil techniques, talking a little bit about history, talking about ideas and values and views, and also the concept of the concept of using this thing up here as opposed to just whacking metal. It was a bit wordy, it was a bit talky, a bit of a moan, but I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did enjoy this video, remember to leave a like and also subscribe. If you are a subscriber, remember there's that little bell next to the subscribe button. Click that. Now chuck some comments down below of what else you'd like me to rant about. Do you think I'm wrong? It's okay to think I'm wrong or think I'm right, chuck those comments down below. It's really nice to start conversations. We have a really good community here, and some of you guys are interacting with each other now, which is really, 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 really good. So chuck that down below in the comments. I would love to hear what you think. If you do have a subject you'd like me to cover, chuck that down below. I've got a few ideas for a few more episodes, but I would like to cover your ideas. If you have any evidence and stuff like you want to share with me as well, do that. But that's everything. So thank you very, very much for joining me today. Like I said again, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll chuck a video up here to something. I'll chuck some video down here to something else. That's my Patreon. If you want to help the channel, go and check that out. And this one here, this is the subscribe button. So clicky on that one. That really helps as well. Thanks guys. See you later. Bye bye.